Hello guys, this is Kong. I'm back again. Today I'm going to do a movie review about The Arrival. The Arrival is basically about these this 12 alien ship that arrive on Earth for some apparent reason. And you have Amy Adams' character basically volunteer to go and see if she can communicate with these supposedly alien. And that is the story. The gist of the stories. And now I'm gonna go into the pro, the con, the moral, and suggestion. The pro of this movie is that Amy Adams' acting is so believable. She nailed the character so well. The character's nuance, the character's expression, the troubles, and all this. Just the aspect of the character she really conveyed really well in this movie. It's probably one of the, I would say, one of the better acting by a female main role I've seen so far, and I just want to see more main role that are acted by female. I want to see more female role that are strong and supportive and more, nail the acting. And that's what I want to see, is more movie where main character are females, actress I should say, doubles that, but whatever, you got what I'm saying. I like the music, the music and the tension that create the fear that these aliens are here to probably take over our world, maybe destroy us or make us destroy ourselves among ourselves. And that's what I liked about this movie, is that they create the tension, the suspension, and that's what it should do, is to create this tension between between the human in the movie and give us the tension as an audience. So it have to work both ways to be in an effective movie. And the third thing I like is I like the sci-fi action. The ship that look like a frisbee disc. That just hover vertically and then eventually go hover horizontally. So I just like that aspect of these alien, and then another thing that I was a pro, that I was genuinely intrigued by these creatures in this ship. They were called heptapod because they stand on their leg and they communicate with ink. And these creatures remind me of octopus. But octopus with the intelligence to communicate using the ink, and then the splitting of their I would say foot or tentacles, not tentacle, but their arm, or legs, to convey communication. And the actor, again, I go back to what I was saying about Amy Adams' acting, is Jeremy Renner's acting was believable. Forrest Whitaker's acting was believable as a military not commander, but he was the military person who was leading the operation. That it was believable. The whole military operation was believable. That I was like, I could walk in and believe that I was in a military site, and so they did a really good job with that. And another thing I felt that it was a good thing was that you feel like you were on Amy Adams' journey. You feel like you feel her pain, her sadness, her lonesomeness, her being tired, being taunted by the task of communicating with these aliens and being the ambassador, basically an ambassador for the whole world, to communicate to these creatures, to convey that we don't mean harm, we don't want to be destroyed, or for you to destroy us. So that was kind of, you could feel to see the weight, on Amy Adams' characters, on her journey, and you can feel like, you can see her progression slowly at the end, toward the end, like she was getting tired. You can tell in her face she's getting more pale at the end of the movie, and she's sort of get a little bit color back, but she still throughout the movie she kind of became more pale. So the con of this movie, there's a few, for example, is kind of slow pacing. I wish it was pick up the pace a little bit or make the scene a little bit more different. And two, it felt long. It just felt long. I look into my cell phone maybe once or twice just to see what time it is. So usually when I look up to my cell phone, it usually means that it's long. It felt long. And another thing was there's some confusion about some of her flashback. Did she actually had a daughter or did not have a daughter? I wasn't quite sure what was really going on. Did she had a daughter prior, to the arrival of these alien, or was it just one of her vision that she had? So it was kind of hard for me to tell. To me it felt like she did had a daughter and it passed away, but you couldn't definitely tell it was, because then after she made a contact with these alien, she had some not premonition, but some vision, and so it's like, okay, I don't really get what's going on. This confusion is not. You can give flashback without being confusion. That's what basically I'm saying. And the daughter's death in one of the flashes, it felt short, which is a good thing. Short means it should be impactful, but it was short, but it didn't feel impactful. Even though Amy Adams, you can feel her sadness, that she was grieving for her daughter, but I didn't feel the impactfulness for her daughter. Like, what did her daughter bring in her life that was so, that maybe that should bring her happiness, but you didn't quite see that, in during the time that supposedly that her daughter was there with her. The moral of this story would be that Amy Adams found love. She eventually saw a vision that she would have a family. And another thing about this movie was the main message of this movie is communications with others who are different from us. Because in this movie, you have people, outside of the United States, you have the, Japanese, you have the Chinese, you have the South American, you have Pakistan, and you have all these different countries represent a different language and different people, all walks of life, that, we have to communicate with each other to understand each other. Even with the barrier of, the language barrier, and we have to commit to trying, we have to commit to want to communicate. And that's what Amy Adams' character was saying, like, they haven't left yet, so that means they still want to communicate with us, and we have to communicate with them, and we'll do whatever necessary to communicate to them that we are not a threat to them. And that was her whole purpose, or her whole message was to communicate. And don't isolate ourselves from others. If we isolate ourselves from others, we're basically destroying ourselves, as humanity, as a society, as a human race. We have to work together, we have to communicate in order for our species to survive. And that's kind of the underlining message of this movie, is to communicate with others, even if you don't like them or don't understand them, is to communicate in a clear, concise way to the other side to understand. So suggestion that I would make to the writers would be, because I feel like the movie did a good job on the cinematography, and I feel like it felt like felt like a documentary. We were following her, and I liked that. And they did a good job with that. But the writing, I felt like there was a need to be more work on. For example, we need to develop Amy Adams' character a little bit more, just a little bit more. You know, show that she's conflicted, show that she's damaged. Maybe show her that she's a little bit an alcoholic. Show us a little bit that she, you know, went through a divorce. You know, show that she's damaged, a damaged humans, as we all are as human. We all suffer from some sort of, not illness, but some sort of suffering, you know, whether that's, you know, sickness, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether that's by work, whatever the case may be. Show us that she is a human. And she certainly is human. She's shown in this movie. Just a little bit more, you know, show that, you know, they've gone through divorce. Her husband had passed away. Obviously, her daughter had passed away. You know, maybe even her parents passed away, just to reinforce her loneliness for a family. To show that, to kind of show us that concrete loss. And then another thing I feel like that they could do more is to develop the daughter, if they decide to go with a real daughter in the movie, is that to develop her character, her personality. Maybe even do this, I have been thinking about this, even show that her daughter is deaf, can't speak. So maybe her daughter found a way to communicate by using ink, as the alien did. And then her and her daughter built this wonderful relationship of communicating by ink without verbal, but just by using the ink. And that her daughter had found this really unique way of communicating with her mother. And that would be a deepening of her relationship with her daughter, and a deepening relationship with these aliens. And she realized that she was thankful to having a daughter in her life, that now she must embrace a new daughter, a new son into her life, that she have saved the world, that she therefore can have a family. So Bill, that would have been cool to see, you know, to see her daughter, Amy Adams' daughter, create a language that just, you know, the daughter and a mother can communicate and understand it with each other. That would have been a beautiful chemistry to see. And yeah, that's just basically it. Those two things. I really would like to, if they would have done the second part, what I was talking about, that would have, you know, deepened in the relationship. So, I also forgot to mention for the moral would be how the relationship that we have with others. And that's the one thing that this movie point out to, is how we communicate and how we treat our relationship. So that's another underlying moral and a message for the moral section. So again, guys, did you see the movie? What did you think of the movie? What did you did not like about this movies? Right, type them down on the bottom. Let me know, because I like to read them. I like to know what your thoughts are. And again, this is one of those movies where I might have to buy it. I have to buy it and watch it, you know, a few more times to really interpret it and see what it really means. So you can't just watch it in one viewing. You have to watch it in multiple viewing. That's why I kind of reserve a little bit here for when the movie comes out, and so when I can watch it. So the score, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10, because Amy Adams' acting is just superb. She did a really good job, and I was fully intrigued. I was interested. I saw the messages and picked up on them, and that's why I deserve an 8 out of 10. Please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It will help me a lot. Again, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe to my YouTube channels. Thank you so much for your time and effort to watching my videos. I know it takes time out of your life, and I wanted to make it a worthwhile of your time. Thank you again. Take care.